Join us on another adventure with Wild and Free,
Interior Alaska.
We are back from collecting our tiles, if you will, for the floor of our outdoor shower. We're going to use those logs, and I'm thinking we're going to do it right in this area. So we're about to clear that out, and looks like a lot of lopping ahead of me, and we'll see what it looks like. No time like the present, but to get started with clearing the land. Honestly, that was probably the hardest part of this entire project, was clearing out this entire area. I know it doesn't look like a lot, but all of those little alders need to individually be lopped, and oh man, the lopping. As you can see, we started with the big trees. We cut those down first, and then we started making our piles of all of the firewood for the other little ones that we had started to take down. And then we started with some lopping and teamwork. That's what makes this happen. Overall, this process probably took us the longest. It was definitely over an hour to clear out all of this area. While Cameron primarily focused on removing all of the trees and cutting them up for firewood, I was busy lopping and making piles and then hauling them away. And at some point, we did convince the kids to help us. They were supposed to be out picking berries. And while I know it probably doesn't look like much when you're sitting there watching this, but the fact is that each and every piece of these alders need to be individually cut and hauled off, and it was very time consuming, and we basically went nonstop for almost 2 hours removing all of this and trying to make a cleared away surface. And we hauled everything to those backwoods as you see over there so that it's out of the way of the line of any fire that could happen near our cabin to keep the distance. Now that the majority of the area was cleared for the outdoor shower, we started laying the tiles, if you will. They're really like pieces of slate that we got on the top of the ridge. So we started by making our floor and figuring out exactly where our walls were going to go. And so while Cameron started stacking up the logs and screwing them in with log screws, I continued to clear out the area. Our outdoor shower is a pretty simple design. We just used our leftover logs and made a two-sided little structure so that we could be, open and see things, but also protected and a little bit of privacy. And then we simply just rotated them, stacking them up, and it really created a nice little cubby to store your stuff on when you are taking a shower with those little overlaps. So that worked out really well. As the wall started to get higher and higher, we were going to have to figure out a solution and get a little bit more creative so that we could reach it. And meanwhile, I'm still lopping, as you can see.
Oh, the cabin. Yeah. 750 we bought. Last one.
Okay. There should be a box there for those. Or did you bring all of them out? Eventually, we should ride up, get more, and make like a little step. Not like immediate, but like so you can step out and not be in the. I think I have lots of hooks and stuff I've bought. As you can see, it was finally time to take a break. And that's kind of when we come up with our ideas and figure out exactly what we're doing, because to be honest, as you've seen, we do it live. We don't really have too many plans. We just throw out an idea and we just get started and we make it work. And it's coming along really well, but it was time for a little bit of a breather. Break time's over and we're back at it, and as you could tell, we came up with an idea as a way to kind of resolve our issue that this was getting taller than we could reach to install the log screws, which we're on to a new batch of log screws, no longer the ones left over from building our cabin. And we ended up just using this little storage tote to stand on as a ladder because why not? But we start to run into another issue as I am sinking these log screws and it's getting higher and higher. If you might notice, we're using a generator, which is behind the wall right there. But we are running out of space with the extension cord that we have coming off of the drill. And sometimes when you're on a roll in a project, you just don't want to stop and go get the right thing that would make it a little bit easier, so you just suffer through it and make it work. So we just kept moving the generator around so that I would get a little bit more of the cord from the drill to sink these ones that got higher and higher and higher. The final logs are on the back wall so that the shower can hang off of it and hopefully be above our heads. We'll see.
Is that it? Oh, you're cutting your angles? So we're cutting some braces for it.
Installed. Now let's clean it up and take a look and see what we made. Taking into consideration what this space looked like before, there was several trees, the dead tree by the outhouse. We have considerably opened it up. There's still a lot of cleaning up to do, obviously, of course, but it's a huge, it's just so much work. But what you just got to see is everything that we had to do when we cleared all of this. So yeah, it's backbreaking, tiring work, cutting and lopping and moving it all and everything else. But I'd say we have done a great job today with the amount of work that we put in around here. So we've got our outdoor shower. We're gonna put this brace up to keep it from potentially going that way. So it'll just be pressure on the ground, and then we're gonna get smaller screws and attach to that there just to help it. We'll put some hooks on it for our towels and clothes. Then we'll hang up our solar powered outdoor shower, which honestly, because we are so tired, it's 5 p.m. We've been out here doing work since 8 a.m. So a full work day of working on stuff. We don't want to walk a half mile down and a half mile up from the creek with 5 gallons of water. So once we get a ATV out here, that'll be much easier and it won't be a problem. But we did get these nice stones so that we can stand here. We'll probably get some more so we have a little walk space, so that once you're done, you can step out into a drier area, and then some over here. But working on clearing it out a little bit here so you have more of a view while you take a shower. We will, though, be putting our woodshed in this space as well. So yeah, it'll partially be blacked, but it is what it is. You'll still be able to see something through there, but we have some privacy from over there. These are nice little shelves. I like to, bring my shower drink, and these are just so conveniently spaced. Love it. And yeah, this is the space for our outdoor shower. We'll get some finishing touches on it and share that after, but overall the space has been cleaned up a lot. We'll probably work on firewood tomorrow. That's what these will be for, all those other logs. Those logs are firewood. That's more firewood. Can never have enough. Obviously try to use as much as possible of what we take down. A lot of these black spruce are pretty tiny. Then of course the alders. They're great for collecting once they dry out for a nice big bonfire. So, but yeah, overall, this was a good day's work. Happy with how it turned out. So I have our solar shower hanging. It's not as high as it could go, but for the most part, you can stand in here and kind of get the water flowing, and enough where you can do your hair, whatever else. It'll be great for the kids. Maybe we'll make something that goes a little higher so they can hang off. And then I added a hook for your towel, clothes, something like that. Maybe we'll put a shelf on there. We'll see. Time will tell. But one step closer. So, it was pouring rain when we woke up, but it wasn't until it let up that I was a little disappointed while having our coffee. We were like, man, we could be harvesting all of this rainwater to use for like shower, dogs, you name it, whatever. So then I got thinking, oh, we have our empty tote out here. Let me put it under our eaves because we don't have our gutter set up yet, which is why I was a little disappointed, and collect some water. And of course it had let up raining, but we still got some. And I have this spare jug out here with the intent to use it to just collect from the creek or rain or whatever. So now, if I can carefully get it in, we'll see what we've got. I don't have a filter in here. I guess I could have gone one more step and put a filter in this funnel. But like I said, our dogs go through a lot of water out here drinking. So even if we've got extra for them that we don't need to use our supply, that will be excellent. It's really only dirty because the tote wasn't necessarily clean. It had a little bit of dirt and things that we've hauled back and forth. Not bad. I wouldn't drink it. Look at this jug of water. Yeah, pretty good for the first time. And this tiny little funnel caught a lot.
Thanks for joining us.
Give us a like and subscribe and follow for our next adventures on Wild and Free.
Interior Alaska.